So we are going to look at writing the name from the structural formula of an alkene or an alkyne, and writing the structural formula from the name of an alkene or an alkyne. And there are just a couple of little tricks to pay attention to, and we'll cover those as soon as we get to them. Now, 2-pentene. The 2 actually denotes which carbon atom in the chain this double bond is going to be attached to. Pentene is the root, so I know I have a 5-carbon backbone to my alkane, or my alkene in this case. 2-pentene means that the double bond is going to start at the second carbon. Okay, if it's a full structural formula, you would add the hydrogens here. If it's a condensed structural formula, which is easier to deal with, you can actually just draw the carbons, and the hydrogens are assumed to be in there because it's a hydrocarbon. Okay. Here we're given a condensed structural formula of an alkene because there's a double bond here, and we are asked to produce the name. This is where the trick comes in, because it's deliberately set up so that you start numbering from the left-hand side. And in fact, what you need to consider when you're naming an alkene or an alkyne, you want to have the lowest possible number in your name. Okay? So by numbering it from this end, we can actually lower that number. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's a 6-carbon backbone, and so this is going to start out with hex. It has a double bond, and so it's going to be hexene. The double bond starts on the second carbon, and so it's going to be 2-hexene. Sometimes you will see this written as hex-2-ene. And so this is a newer nomenclature where the number is put directly before the indicator of the double bond here. Okay, so there's a second way that we can name these things. All right, let's step this thing up to alkynes, just because we're here and it's easy. So I want to draw 2-pentyne. Once again, pent, 5-carbon backbone. 2 and -ine means that on the second carbon, there's going to be not a double bond, but a triple bond this time. And there are the rest of my carbons. This is the condensed structural formula for 2-pentyne. Okay, so let's switch over here, and let's change this from a double to a triple bond. Now, just recognize that we're losing a hydrogen off either end of these carbons. So you have to be careful of that when you're looking at these condensed structural formulas. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 carbons, and so this is a hex. There's a triple bond, so this is an -ine. And I want to number my carbons to specify where the triple bond is, and I want to get the lowest number, and so I'm going to number it from the left to the right. Did I say left to the right? I meant right to the left, just to see if you were paying attention. And so this is 2-hexyne, or in the more modern IUPAC system, hex-2-ine. So that's nomenclature for alkenes and alkynes.